Thanksgiving, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome. Happy Thanksgiving. I know you're all busy watching football, cooking turkeys, so I do appreciate anybody that's tuning in right now. I want to thank you all very, very much. We have a lot to be thankful for. Kelly and I want to thank each and every person that watches us live every day. All the members of our website, everybody, we want to thank you all very, very much. All the war heroes, all the vets, everybody, thank you for allowing Kelly and I to live the way we get to live. Thanks for allowing us to do whatever we get to do because of all the sacrifices all of you have given. I just want to thank everybody from the bottom of our heart, Kelly and I. Thank you all very, very much. Today's a special day for us, and we're very thankful for everything that everybody's done. First of all, let's talk about we're going to talk about the bait barge and the bait company and all that today. That's what the show is going to be about. But we got to touch on a couple of subjects real quick. I have that video over on Facebook that I'm talking about. We're going to give away that free t-shirt tonight to somebody. If you share that video, if you comment on that video, Kelly will pick one of you. We're going to give that t-shirt away at story time today at 4 o'clock. And you all want to tune into story time today at 4 o'clock. It's going to be the Grunion story. Those of you that heard it, you know how funny it is. Those of you that haven't heard it, you're going to get a kick out of it. And we're going to do story time at 4 o'clock. We're going to give away that t-shirt. I need you to go over to Facebook, though, and I need you to grab that video. How to tie the double uni. How to tie the uni knot. It's me on a yellow towel, on a microfiber towel, tying that double uni. You need to grab that. You need to share it. You need to comment on it, and you need to put it out there for me. I am asking for you all to do that for me for a favor. I will always be here for you. Please do that for me. Sorry to wake you up, Finn. A little loud. I woke up Finn. My cat, he's right here next to me. My monkey's upstairs running around the room, making a big mess. But we're going to get going here now. Somebody doesn't know what time it is. Now that we got a few people on here, gang, we're going to talk about something that we all need to be very thankful for in Southern California. Those of you on the East Coast and those of you in Texas, you don't understand. On the Southern California coast, we are very blessed with what you can't even understand. We have these big, large barges in the middle of our harbors that hold live bait that we can pull up to the barge and purchase live bait. And we pretty much can do that winter, spring, summer, or fall. We can buy live bait to put in our live bait tanks to go fishing. That is something that we on the West Coast take for granted. But those of you on the East Coast and those of you in the Gulf, you understand how important it is to have the opportunity. Most of you have to go out and fish for your bait before you go out and fish for the day. A lot of us on the West Coast don't understand that whole mentality because we've all grown up pulling up to the bait barge and just loading our bait tank up with bait and then going out and going fishing. It's different on the East Coast, gang. They have to go out and fish for bait. There's a few little boats that sell a few pieces of bait once in a while, but most of the time you have to go out and fish for your bait before you start fishing for the day. That's a big deal. That's why we're so blessed with San Diego, Mission Bay, and Dana Point. We have the Everingham brothers, one of the finest bait fishing operations in the world. The amount of bait that they supply on a daily basis for the bait barges in San Diego, Mission Bay, and Dana Point, it's astounding if you were to sit back and understand how much bait the Everingham brothers company catches. So let's be thankful to the bait company, gang, because without them, we wouldn't be as successful as we are in Southern California catching fish. Then we got James in Oceanside, phenomenal bait operation. James does a great job catching bait for everybody in Oceanside. Then we'll move up to Newport. Newport, gang, we're going to talk about that for a minute. Those of you that don't understand, the Newport bait barge has to come out of the mouth of the harbor this time of year, and it has to stay out of there through the winter. That is a deal that the city of Newport made with the bait company. Believe me, San Pedro Bait Company would love to keep the bait barge there all winter long, but they're not allowed to. The same people that make the jets shut their motor off right when they take off over their homes in Newport, those are the same people that make you take the bait barge out of Newport Harbor. They don't want that bait barge sitting there during the big winter storms that we got. We normally have big winter storms. I know we haven't had them in a long time, but we have big winter storms in Southern California that have a big south swell that break right down the entrance of Newport Harbor. So that's why they have that deal where the bait barge has to come out of the water normally the end of October, beginning of November, and then they don't get to put it back in the water until the end of April normally. Sometimes they let them put it in the water a little sooner. Sometimes they let them leave it in the water a little longer, but that's the Newport deal. That's San Pedro Bait. They also own the bait barge up in LA Harbor right outside of Cabrillo Launch Ramp. That is the San Pedro Bait Company, and they do a phenomenal job, and they cater to a lot of boats. If you looked at how many boats, and they catch a lot of bait day in and day out, all these bait companies. Then down in Long Beach, where Nacho is, you have the Ashley Brothers Bait Company. They do a phenomenal job. They cater to a lot of boats. Then as you get above Point Fermin and you start to get your way up Redondo, Marina del Rey, and on up the coast there, kind of a little different situation with the bait companies. They don't have the volume of boats going out like we have down here in Southern California. They don't have that volume of sport boats like we do down here. Santa Barbara Harbor, that's an exception. They have a phenomenal amount of boats up there, so they have a little better bait operation than the other harbors. But you have to understand, the other harbors are trying to be competitive and trying to fish for bait. They just don't have the money that they have at the other harbors up and down the coast because of the amount of sport boats. The sport boats are pretty much what allows the bait companies to operate the way they do. But we're talking about it today because a lot of people don't understand. I see a lot of whining on some of the other formats, on some of the other websites about the bait company raising their prices on the scoop of bait. Gang, I don't know if you've noticed what's going on right now in the world, but the cost of everything has gone up. And those bait boats fish every single night. They're big, and they're out there every night with a full crew. So down in San Diego, they have way more than 5 boats. They have more than 5 boats, and all those boats have crews and the nets. And as you move up the coast to the other places, all this stuff matters. This is where the disconnect, I think, happens with the people with the private boats. And they're like, well, they're raising the price again. They have to, gang. The boat doesn't run on electricity. It doesn't run on magic. It doesn't run on the sun or the moon. It actually runs on diesel fuel. And that diesel fuel costs a lot of money. Plus, the people that work on those boats, they want to get paid. Yeah. And they want to eat some food when they're out there. All those things you have to put in to the equation. Gang, they're out every night fishing for bait. So quit bitching and whining and complaining that they had to raise their prices. They have to. There's no way around it, gang. There's no way around it. And it is such a convenience to pull up. Some of you on the East Coast, some of you should allow some of these guys on the West Coast to into your world and let them know the first hour or 2 hours of your trip in the morning is fishing for bait. Before you even get to start fishing for fish, you got to fish for bait so you have some bait to fish with. You don't have to worry about that on the West Coast. We have this bait company up and down the coast fishing for bait for us. So stop for a minute, quit complaining, and start to understand and see the big picture and understand that it's not that big of a deal to pull up and pay a little bit of extra money for that live bait that you get to put in your bait tank. And like we said on a show a couple of weeks ago, if you're putting that bait in your tank and when you put it in there, it dies, it's not the bait company's fault. It's because you have a crappy bait tank and you have a crappy bait system. It's not the bait haulers. They're catching the best product they can possibly catch. The sardines and the anchovies that they're catching out there lives in most bait tanks, but it doesn't live in your crappy bait tank that you don't know anything about, and the flow sucks and the drain sucks and everything about your bait tank sucks. So don't blame the bait company because you didn't listen to your saltwater guide and you're not a member of my website and you don't know how fast your bait tank should fill up and you don't know how the water should flow in your tank. All that matters when you're putting this live bait in there. So what I want you to do now is I want you to be thankful for the bait company and understand where they're at. And their cost has gone up tremendously. So when their cost goes up, the cost at the bait barge goes up to buy a scoop of bait. It's just the way it is, gang. It's the way it is. It's the way it's always going to be. And I can't even imagine if there would be a time where I was going to go out fishing and I pulled up to the bait barge and they couldn't fish anymore because they got priced out of business. That would suck in Southern California. If we had to go out and start our day for the first 3 or 4 hours fishing for bait on those big sport boats that take 40 or 50 scoops of bait at a time, could you imagine not having the bait company? And then the captains that complain on the radio or on the telephone or on social media about the bait that they got it. Are you out of your ever loving? Do you have zero concept? If you're going to bitch and complain, if you're a captain that's bitching and complaining on social media or on a radio about the bait company, how dare you? How dare you? I can't even comprehend a captain that would do that. That doesn't make any sense to me. You got the audacity to get up on the radio or get on social media and complain about the bait company catching bait. Oh my gosh. I don't know how you guys, Paul, Mark, Buck, James, the Ashley brother. I don't know how you guys put up with that. Boy, I don't know. If I heard one of those captains complaining about my bait that I brought them, they wouldn't be getting any bait anymore. It'd be real flippin' simple. It'd be real flippin' simple because they don't understand. Everybody's listening. Like I told you yesterday, everybody's listening to you guys. They're all listening. So if you put that thought in their head that the bait company's not doing, which I can't even comprehend anybody would put that thought out there. We are blessed beyond belief of our bait companies on the West Coast. There is never a time to bitch and complain about our bait companies on the West Coast. If there's a problem with the bait, it's because it sucks. Fishing sucks. It's too much. Too many people are buying bait. They can't keep up with the demand, but my God, they're the hardest working human beings on the planet. And they catch that bait for us day in and day out. So please remember when you're bitching and complaining across the social media platforms that people are actually listening to you. If you share negative all the time on social media and you're in the business of taking people fishing for a living, how dare you? I just don't get it. You're destroying the whole industry for all of us. It just doesn't make any sense. When you get on one of those websites and you complain about your passengers, you complain about your bait, you complain about the fishing, you complain about anything that has to do with the fishing, what are you doing? Get out of the business. You're not helping us. Get out of the business. If all you want to do is bitch and complain about the business, please do all of us a favor and get out of the business. Leave the business. If your whole thought process is to bitch and complain about what you do for a living, this is America. You don't have to take people fishing for a living. You can go do something else. You can go dig a ditch. You can go pick your boogers and eat them. Maybe someone will pay you to watch you do that. But keep your mouth shut if all you have is to bitch and complain about your passing. I can't. The thing that blows me away is when they go, all right, gang, we're out fishing today. Fishing sucks. Our passengers suck. They can't catch anything. But hey, we have openings tomorrow if you want to go with us. What are you talking about? No, I don't want to go. I would never get on your boat in a million years. All you do is complain. You don't think your passengers are listening to this? Gang, knock off the garbage. If you got to be negative, go be negative somewhere else. Get out of the sport fishing industry. We don't need you. I will be here for you tomorrow. Today at 4 o'clock. Go over there and grab that video for me, please, and share it. I need the views on that video today. I need them really bad. I need the views. We're at 3,200 views. I need that thing to get to 10,000 views. I need you all to help me, please. Help me get that video. The double uni, me tying it over the microfiber towel. Tune in today at 4 o'clock. Kelly's going to announce the winner. She won't probably be on, but she'll announce it from outside. Oh, she's going to come on. Woohoo! She's going to come on and announce the winner of the t-shirt. All you got to do is share that video and leave a comment on that video. The how to tie the double uni. The how to tie the uni. I think we posted it 5 days ago. It's on a microfiber towel. You can't miss it. It's right there. Go dig into Facebook and look at Your Saltwater Guide. Don't forget the Pacific Coast Sport Fishing Show. Those of you that are sitting in front of friends and family right now, watching me, understand the holiday gift certificates available. There's people that you're around that you're not around very often that love to fish. I'm giving away that holiday gift package for $200. It's $565 normally. You're going to get it for $200. There's people that want to catch fish, that want to know how to catch fish in your family. Or if you're already members, go to our store and get some hats and shirts and stickers and coffee cups with Your Saltwater Guy with all the cool sayings. Don't be a booger eater. Stop fishing for boats. Turn the handle, Randall. Turn the crank, Hank. And I will be with you today at 4 o'clock for a phenomenal story. Thanks for always watching. Thanks for always being there for us. And we'll see you this afternoon. Have a happy Thanksgiving. If you don't join us at 4 o'clock, I hope you all have a great day today. See ya.